Good morning, Humboldt County, and welcome to the weekly Year Care Our Mission radio show right here on 97.7 The Bolt. And today we have Larry Hall with us, and you're the director of the pharmacy, correct?
That's correct, Austin.
Cool. And today we're going to be talking a little bit more about osteoporosis. So why don't we just kind of jump into it?
I sure will. I'm going to do it a little differently. Normally I just kind of talk.
Yeah.
This time I've actually written it down a little bit. Maybe it'll help make it more interesting. We don't know.
Yeah.
Any rate, when we're talking about osteoporosis, especially osteoporosis in women, because that's the greatest concern, and I want to make it simple because I get a lot of questions about it, and people don't understand the interactions, the different medications you can take, what we're actually talking about when this is happening. So at any rate, I'm going to make it simple. Until the end anyway, I'm not going to use any technical terms.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you images that hopefully make sense. So anyway, imagine a bone. Me right now, I've got an image in my mind of a dog bone. That's a shape most people can relate to, and also pretty close to some of the bones in your body. Now imagine that bone is made out of hundreds and hundreds of bricks, all held together with mortar, just like a brick wall would be. You got the image so far there, Austin?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, well you've got two kinds of cells working on repairing the bones all the time. We've got the bone deconstructors and the bone builders. Think of the deconstructors. They're the guys who go around with little hammers and picks looking for bad bricks, maybe crumbly bricks, maybe bricks that aren't quite so strong, and they chip them out of there and they take them out, then they go. Then come along the bone builders. Think of them as like a brick mason.
Okay.
What do they go? They go in and now they go in and they fix. They put that brick in there and they mortar it in place. They make it look all really nice. And you got new bricks. And as long as those guys are working together, we've got good, strong bones.
Yeah.
So let's say we've got 50 of the guys who are chiseling out the old bricks, and we've got 50 guys inserted in the bricks, and that's the most of your life. You've got that.
Yeah.
All the way through, and so you've got these guys tearing out the old ones, putting in the new ones, keeping the bones nice and strong. And as long as that stays in balance, the wall stays strong, your bones stay healthy. But, okay, here's the tricky part. Once a woman goes through menopause, she stops making estrogen. Well, who cares about that, right? Well, the guys who build the bones, not the tear-downers, but the guys who build it, they're paid in estrogen, all right?
Okay.
So less estrogen, guess what? Half the bone builders, they retire right away. We've still got the 50 bone deconstructors in there, taking out the bad bone, the bad bricks, but we've only got 25 guys instead of the 50 we had before doing the patching, doing the new stuff. So we know we've got a problem here. So your bones start to get a little weaker and weaker, and in some cases, if you're a woman, you develop osteoporosis, where your bones start getting a little thin, a little brittle, and a little weak. Too weak, and the bones can break, causing all kinds of problems. Okay, what do you do now? Well, we'll find out after the break.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll take a quick break right here, and then we'll be right back to figure out what happens after that. Right.
Right.
Cool. All right, we'll be right back here with the Your Care Mission Radio Show right here on 97.7 Volt.
Do you have swelling in your legs, arms, or hands? Let me help you ease the pain. Hi, my name's Katie Legbold, and I'm a licensed and registered occupational therapist and a certified lymphedema therapist at the Humboldt County Memorial Hospital. Lymphedema presents as swelling in the arms or legs, often occurring after hospitalizations and in many cases following treatment for breast cancer. Breast cancer surgeries and treatments are the #1 cause of lymphedema in the United States. I teach my patients how to ease the constant swelling. It's important to understand the condition and avoid bigger health consequences. Managing lymphedema is accepting that it is a lifelong process. Let me help you ease the pain. Call 515-332-4200 for more information or go to humboldthospital.org. Lymphedema treatment right here in Humboldt.
Welcome back, Humboldt County, to the Your Care Our Mission Radio Show right here on 97.7 The Bolt. And we have Larry Hall here. And we talked a little bit about osteoporosis as far as like how that develops, and we're going to kind of get a little bit more into after we figure out the problem, what to do about it. So go ahead, Larry.
Okay. Well, if you remember from the first half, we've now got the problem. The woman's gone through osteoporosis. She now has not as many bone builders as she does bone deconstructors. And so there's an imbalance, and we've got to do something to try to balance that out. Well, what do you do? Well, first thing that comes to mind is calcium. And that is one thing, and that is an important thing, maybe the most important thing. Think of calcium as, well, it's bricks.
Yeah.
So you don't have as many brick layers, but at least you've got more bricks laying right in front of them. They don't have to go out looking for more bricks, so they can be more efficient. So even though we don't have enough brick layers, having the more bricks makes them faster and more efficient. For many women, just taking some more calcium is enough. And don't be put off by thinking that calcium is only available in big
Yeah.
horse pills. It's not. They make little ones, calcium petites. They make it as chewable tablets. They make gummy calcium. They even make these chocolate chews. They remind me of the Brock's caramels and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That have 500 milligrams of potassium. So there's no reason, ladies, there's no reason you can't be taking calcium. It's available lots and lots of different ways. But, okay, for some women, just getting extra calcium isn't enough. They need more bone builders to be working. Just giving them the extra materials is not enough. They're losing ground, and they develop osteopenia and then osteoporosis. That's when we start looking at what we can do with medications. The first step is usually, and this is my first big word, I apologize, it's called bisphosphonates.
Okay.
Big word, doesn't mean much to most people, but the brand names you might have heard of are Fosamax, Actonel, and Boniva. All of those are drugs that you take either once a week or once a month, and they work to slow the tear down and speed up the rebuilding. So they do two things. They make it so the guys who are tearing down the bone, those destructors, maybe they take a few more breaks, and then we also try to activate a few more bone constructors so that we're building the bones back up. All of these pills you take by mouth, and you'll need a prescription from your doctor. And you will still need to keep taking calcium. But they definitely work to make your bone stronger, or at least keep the bone from getting weaker. Okay, but some women, and this is where the hospital comes in,
Yeah.
some women either have problems with these drugs or they just don't work as well as they should. Most commonly, they cause stomach problems. You think a drug pill you only took once a month wouldn't bother your stomach? Some people it does. It bothers them long term. And in some women, they just don't seem to work particularly well. They just don't, they aren't absorbed as well as they should, so they don't do what they should in some women. What then? Well, this is where the hospital comes in. If an oral medication either doesn't work or has problems, or if the osteoporosis is a really great concern, maybe it's gone on a little too long, the prescriber can order either an injection or an infusion of a bone builder.
Okay.
I won't get into the names, you don't need to
Yeah.
know them, but these are, in my opinion, wonderful, wonderful options. My mother, 89 years old, twice a year she goes in for her Prolia shot. These drugs don't cause any stomach problems. They're extremely effective, and you only have to get either an infusion or an injection either once or twice a year, depending on the medication. These drugs definitely make bones stronger. They'll do a DEXA scan a year after you started on these medications or do other things, and we actually see women who had osteoporosis and they go to be having osteopenia, which is less severe, all the way to having normal bone structure after they've taken it for a year or 2 or 3 years. So it definitely makes them stronger and less brittle over time. You do still have to take calcium. Those bone builders still need the bricks. You still got to have the bricks. You don't think that these are a substitute.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're very effective, easy to manage, with very few side effects. If you have questions about medications like this, if you've tried something else, or if you're concerned, make sure you talk to your doctor or your nurse practitioner, whoever, to see if this is an option that might be beneficial. We have a large number of women and a few men who take these medications, and for a lot of them it can be really, really life-changing. I have an aunt who's just a couple years younger than my mother, and she recently took a fall. She wasn't taking drugs like this, and she broke both her hip and her arm in one fall, and it's just what a terrible thing,
Yeah.
right? And I think about my mother, and well, maybe if she'd had a similar fall, she would have had the problem. But I'm kind of, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, because we're doing what we can to keep her bones really strong, hopefully she wouldn't have as bad a thing. So anyway, if you have questions, talk to your doctor or nurse practitioner. You can call down to the hospital as well. They can answer some questions. You can ask for infusion. The people in radiology is extremely helpful, because that's a lot of times the first step, doing a bone scan.
Yeah.
But this, just so that you know, at Humboldt County Memorial Hospital, we can provide a wide variety of medical services right here close to home.
I mean, that's what you guys do. I mean, that's what everyone loves about coming to HCMH, of course. So, but Larry, I just want to thank you for coming down. Like I said, definitely good informative, especially for, like I said, women who are going through menopause and whatnot. So, obviously, you gotta keep taking the calcium. You know.
That's right.
The
You
drugs
have to keep taking that. There's no
like
way
I said,
around
the drug's
that.
not a substitute, so you gotta keep on that. But again, just want to thank you for coming down again, Larry, and always appreciate when you guys come on down to keep us informed and whatnot. So, but be sure to tune in next week as well. We'll be having another Uricare Mission Radio show right here on 97 Points in the Bowl. And again, just thanks again for you, Larry. And then, like I said, you've been listening to the Uricare Mission Radio show right here on 97 Points in the Bowl.